Welcome once again to our continuing YouTube video series on business law and unanimous shareholders agreements. My name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal, and we are going to continue to answer as best we can that question, why do you need a unanimous shareholders agreement? And there are many reasons, and here is another reason for why you should have a unanimous shareholders agreement. And that is because you are dealing with people. Your fellow shareholders are other individuals who you have to deal with and whom you need to be committed to the business, and you want to make sure their commitment stays in place. Yes, everyone might be all gung-ho and excited about putting in all the time that's necessary into that business at the outset or at this point in time. But is that going to stay that way 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 24 months from now, 5 years from now? And what is to keep them in check? Well, there really isn't anything if you don't have a unanimous shareholders agreement in place. As we've mentioned before, the law is not sufficient. It's not designed to be there. The law is designed to allow you to contract as you want. If you don't want to have any controls on how your fellow shareholders operate and how you operate and your roles and responsibilities, that's for you to make that decision. And that's the default. Then if there is none, there is none. However, given how people are, given how people change, given how people's circumstances change and they're impacted by such, whether it's divorces, personal debt, alcohol, drugs, family tragedy, mental illness, there can be so many different reasons and rationales for why circumstances change around them that cause your fellow shareholders to not be the same person that they were at the onset of the business. And what do? Well, if you don't have a unanimous shareholders agreement, you can't do almost anything. You can go take them to court, but then you're spending tons of money and spending tons of time, and there's nothing definitive, and the court, they're going to be spinning their side of the story, and meanwhile the business is going to implode, the value is going to disappear. And why? Because you didn't take action early on. This is the major issue. You need to take action early on and set out what is expected of everyone. You want to both set out what those roles and responsibilities are. Create a matrix, create expectations, get people to commit to them, and have that reflected in their engagement in the company, what they get out of the company, how they exit the company, so that things are proportionate to their inputs. It's not like afterwards, or should not be, that after you start, people can slack off and still get the same equitable amount as the people who are working hard. Hey, if you don't have a unanimous shareholders agreement in place, that's how it's going to be. If you take the initiative and say that's not the arrangement we want, well, then it's not going to be like that. Similarly, if you don't have rock solid arrangements in place, well, you're not going to be able to get people out. You don't have an exit strategy? Like I said, go to court. Oh, that's a great way. Absolutely great way. You don't know how many financial corporate tragedies I've seen where there is no shareholders agreement and it's just, what are we going to do? Well, I can fight. We can spend tons of money on lawyers. So don't get me wrong. The lawyers are going to love that. But it's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to destroy the company. And it's not a good situation. Not whatsoever. So what should you be doing? Get something in place that clearly defines the situation. Plans for it. Yeah, it might not be perfect, but it's better than nothing. You can deal with it. That's what you need. You need clear arrangements. They got to be signed off and done early on. Because people are people. They're humans. And you have to deal with people as they are. Cannot operate in a fantasy land. You got to operate in reality. And in reality, if you're going to be in business together through a corporation as fellow shareholders, I strongly, strongly recommend you have a good, solid, well thought out, well planned, unanimous shareholders agreement, and it's going to benefit your business immensely. You might not see the benefit, but the fact that it's sitting there the whole time, able to impact upon the business, is going to be critical. And it's going to become even more critical in the years to come as a business grows and becomes successful, and especially where individuals slack off and you need to deal with that situation. Well, I hope you found this YouTube video informative. Continue to watch our YouTube videos, subscribe to our channel, and look for more information. And when you need to, do not hesitate to engage ourselves for professional legal services.